hold on to your seats because we're about to explore a human story so powerful it reshaped the destinies of two nations. Forget everything you think you know about borders, migration, and the American dream. This isn't just about people moving from one place to another. It's about a deep-seated economic and historical engine that has been running for over a century, pulling millions of people across a line on a map and into a life of both immense struggle and incredible opportunity. We're talking about Mexico and the United States, two countries forever intertwined by the powerful flow of human migration. Why do so many people feel they have no choice but to make this journey? The answers will surprise you. For generations, the story of Mexican migration to the U.S. has been a defining feature of North American life. But this isn't a simple tale. It's a saga of historical treaties, deliberate policies, and a stark economic imbalance that has turned the pursuit of a better life from a choice into an absolute necessity. The sheer scale is staggering. Over 11 million Mexican-born individuals reside in the United States, forming the largest immigrant group in the country. Their labor is the invisible yet indispensable backbone of countless industries, from the fields that feed us to the buildings that house us. So, why is this an absolute must for millions of people? Why has the American dream become a matter of survival for so many? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand the profound forces that have created this dynamic and why the future of both Mexico and the United States is fundamentally linked by this powerful, ongoing human story. Before we dive into the details, I have a quick favor to ask. Do me a solid and hit that like button right now. It really helps the channel out. Also, make sure you're subscribed to Young Curiosity for more in-depth explorations of global issues, and I want to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments what you find most surprising about this powerful human story. The story of Mexican migration is not a recent phenomenon. It's a long, complex history that goes back to the very moment the border was created. The year 1848 marked a pivotal turning point with the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, which ended the Mexican-American War. In a single stroke, Mexico was forced to cede vast territories to the U.S., including what is now California, Arizona, New Mexico, and parts of several other states. Overnight, tens of thousands of Mexicans found themselves living in a new country without ever having moved an inch. Their land had changed, not their location. For decades following this treaty, the border was a porous and often ignored line on a map. People and goods flowed freely between the two countries, driven by local economic needs rather than national policy. But the modern era of mass migration was shaped by a series of deliberate U.S. policies that actively encouraged and formalized the flow of labor. One of the most significant was the Bracero Program, established in 1942. This formal labor agreement between the U.S. and Mexico was designed to fill critical labor shortages in American agriculture and on the railroads during World War II. For over 2 decades, it brought millions of Mexican farm workers to the U.S. on temporary contracts. The program ended in 1964, but its legacy was profound. It didn't just bring workers, it established a migratory network and a pattern of movement, creating a well-worn path that millions of people would follow in the decades to come. This established a critical and often unacknowledged truth. The U.S. created a legal and social framework that encouraged and depended on Mexican labor, laying the groundwork for the migration patterns we see today. If you're finding this history as fascinating as I am, take a second to give the video a thumbs up. And if you want more videos like this, delivered straight to you, make sure to subscribe. While history set the stage, the most powerful and relentless force driving migration is the stark economic disparities between the two nations. This is the core reason millions of Mexicans feel they must make the journey. The wage difference for the same type of work is not just significant, it's staggering. Imagine a farm worker in a rural part of Mexico earning a meager equivalent of about $10 a day. Now picture that same person in a U.S. agricultural field, earning the federal minimum wage of $7.25 per hour. In just a single day, they can earn more than a week's wages back home. But let's be real, many agricultural and construction jobs pay far more than minimum wage. A common wage for a farm worker in the U.S. can be $15 or more per hour. This means that in less than a day, they can earn what would take them over a week to earn in Mexico. This is not about getting rich. It is a compelling necessity for families struggling with high unemployment, inflation, and a lack of economic opportunity in Mexico. This wage disparity isn't just a motivator. It's a matter of providing a better life for their family. It's the difference between being able to afford school for their children, having access to health care, or simply putting food on the table every day. The impact of this migration is clearly seen in the flow of money. In 2023, remittances, money sent home by Mexican migrants, reached a record high of over $63 billion. That's a number greater than Mexico's total revenue from oil exports. This money is a lifeline for millions of families, funding everything from food and education to new homes and small businesses. It highlights the profound economic dependency of entire communities on the success of their family members working in the U.S. This financial flow is a powerful engine of economic development for Mexico, but it also underscores the difficult choices families are forced to make. What do you think is the most significant economic difference between the U.S. and Mexico? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're enjoying this deep dive, please consider subscribing up for more. While a lack of opportunity in Mexico acts as a powerful push factor, the U.S. economy's relentless demand for labor acts as an equally powerful pull factor. While the political rhetoric often focuses on border security and a flood of immigrants, the reality is that the U.S. has a critical ongoing need for labor in key sectors. Industries like agriculture, construction, hospitality, and domestic services rely heavily on immigrant labor, often for jobs that many U.S. citizens are unwilling to do for the wages offered. This demand, combined with the wage disparity, creates a powerful economic engine that pulls people north. In essence, the U.S. is a high-demand market for the very labor that Mexico has in surplus. Furthermore, a massive and established network of Mexican communities already exists in the United States. These communities in cities and towns across the country provide an invaluable support system for new arrivals. Family members, friends, and neighbors who have already made the journey can help with everything from finding a place to live to navigating the job market and providing a sense of cultural belonging in a new land. This established network reduces the risks and uncertainties of the journey, making migration a more feasible option for a wider range of people. So while we often hear about the challenges at the border, it's important to remember that this is a two-sided story. One country is driven by a lack of opportunity, and the other is driven by a powerful demand for labor. This fundamental economic dynamic is what has kept this human flow in motion for decades. However, this journey is not without its immense challenges and human costs. The path to the U.S., particularly for those who are undocumented, is incredibly dangerous. Migrants face perilous journeys across vast deserts and dangerous rivers, risking dehydration, heat stroke, and drowning. They are also vulnerable to exploitation by criminal organizations and smugglers who operate with a callous disregard for human life, often extorting money and leaving people stranded in dangerous situations. The stories of people who have died on this journey are a tragic testament to the desperation that drives them. For those who make it to the U.S., the struggles are far from over. Living as an undocumented immigrant means living in the shadows, in constant fear of deportation. They often lack access to basic legal protections, which makes them easy targets for exploitation. Unscrupulous employers can pay them extremely low wages, deny them benefits, and force them to work in unsafe conditions, knowing that the workers have little recourse. The political rhetoric and anti-immigrant sentiment in the U.S. also create a hostile and stressful environment, adding to the daily uncertainty of their lives. But despite these monumental challenges, the story of Mexican migration is a testament to the incredible resilience and courage of the human spirit. It is a story of parents willing to risk everything for the chance at a better life for their children. It's a sobering reminder of the immense sacrifices people are willing to make for the chance at prosperity. This is not just a policy issue. It is a profound human story of perseverance, hope, and the deep desire for a better future. Do you have any questions about this complex issue? Drop them in the comments and let's discuss it. Your engagement helps the channel grow, so please remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. In conclusion, the migration of millions of Mexicans to the United States is not a simple story of people choosing to move. It is a complex and historically rooted necessity driven by profound economic and social forces. The vast wage disparity, the lack of economic opportunity in Mexico, and the enduring demand for labor in the U.S. have created a powerful engine of migration that has defined the relationship between the two nations for decades. This is a symbiotic relationship where the U.S. economy's need for labor is met by a workforce that is compelled to leave their homes for a chance at prosperity. The human cost of this journey is immense, and the challenges faced by migrants are profound. But the powerful pull of a better life continues to drive millions north. The future of both Mexico and the United States is fundamentally linked by this ongoing migration, a story of two nations sharing a border and a destiny. Thank you for watching, and remember, stay curious. Don't forget to like the video, leave a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe for more content like this.